Have you heard the language being used to talk about the child migrant crisis lately? Words like illegal, freeloading, deportation, health risk. Have you seen the images and the pictures of the crowds that are turning away buses in cities and people who carry signs and shout slogans like "Return to Sender"? Since last October, over 57,000 young people, many of them simply children, have crossed into the U.S., many along the Rio Grande Valley, fleeing from the violence in their home countries of Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. Here's a word that hasn't been used enough to describe these children, as well as their mothers and fathers. Refugee. Refugee. For the last 4 years, I've been heavily involved in the work of refugee resettlement in the city of Dallas, which, by the way, if you didn't know, receives the second highest number of resettled refugees every year in the U.S. Second highest number of refugees come and start a new life in the very city of Dallas. The children who are currently coming to the U.S. are refugees in every sense of the word, just like these others. In fact, the actual definition of a refugee is that someone, because of fear of persecution or violence, is outside of their national borders and are unable and unwilling to return. Well, that's what these children are doing, fleeing untenable, dangerous situations in their home countries. This Sunday, I'm going to be preaching a sermon called "Jesus Was a Refugee." It's a provocative title, but it's true. It comes from a story in the Gospel of Matthew. And in this sermon, I'm going to be arguing that God has a special place in God's heart for refugees, for the stranger, for the alien. All of those are words found in the Bible, and in every one of those situations, God has a special place in God's heart. And if God does, shouldn't we? By the way, a few months ago, I wrote a book called "Jesus Was a Refugee" by the same title, and I designed it as a 6-week Bible study. It also describes in some detail the resettlement process that refugees go through when being resettled in America. This book is currently available on lulu.com for $10.50. And if you're interested, you are, of course, welcome to go online and pick up a copy. All proceeds from the book go to Daraja, which is a nonprofit refugee ministry that I started a couple of years ago. But join us for worship at Kessler Park United Methodist Church this Sunday, 11 o'clock. Shalom to you.